Hey everyone, I'm very excited about this video because it's got some interesting stuff in it. I'm going to be talking about Fashion Week, but I have got to show you some of the really weird, bizarre stuff that is in autumn-winter 2022. Honestly, there's some really weird things going on, and I did a video a couple of weeks ago about weirdly massive bags. Some of those, I actually took that video down because loads of you were like, actually, are those bags even real? Do you know, I agree with you. When I looked back, I was like, actually, it's questionable. So many of those bags, though, were actually for sale when I looked them up, when I did that video. They were actually for sale. So there is some bizarre stuff out there. But there is light at the end of the tunnel because spring-summer 2023 has got some absolutely gorgeous pieces in it. Amazing colour palette. So let's begin. Fashion Week. So I got thinking about this, and I don't know about you, but very often, you know, when you think, oh, do you know something? I've got an idea in my mind of an outfit that would suit me, but it doesn't exist. I kind of feel like that from time to time, and I think, oh, I wish I could design my own stuff. And it really got me thinking. So what I've done, and I'm really excited about it, I've come up with, and I'm going to talk about this really briefly because I think it might give some of you ideas. I'm going to talk about, look at this. This is an actual animated little catwalk show that shows 3 different outfits that I've put together. Here's what I did. If you go on to Fiverr.com, and I would say that Fiverr.com is a website containing freelance creative people, so illustrators, designers, animators, and there are thousands of creatives on there that specialize in all different things. So I basically hired 2 creatives, one illustrator and one animator. The illustrator, as you can see here, she's drawn me wearing my designs, and the animator has then brought those to life in kind of like a real runway sort of vibe, which I thought was quite fun. And then, so that I wasn't wasting those illustrations, I wanted to go and print them onto t-shirts, which has been another really cool way of bringing my designs to life. But anyone can do this. If you like the idea of this and you want a fashion illustration of yourself done, or maybe if you have your own clothing designs in your mind, there are people on Fiverr who can create those for you in a way that you can then take to a tailor, let's say, and have made in real life. Seriously easy. Go on there, type in, there's either like the menus, which are really good, drop down menus, and you can go and pick what you want. And as you can see here, there is an actual section for fashion illustration and design. And then you scroll and you look for designers where you like their style, you like their creativity. Then you kind of press to go onto their profile. You can see how well rated they are, if they do a good job generally. You can see their past work. And if you like it, you just start up dialogue with them and you ask them how much. And there's already kind of price brackets on their particular profile anyway, so you can get an idea. Go and do that. I actually have a coupon code that I will share with you that gets you a bit of a discount and some money off. So as I say, if you want something indulgent, if you want to print your own t-shirts, go and have a go on Fiverr.com. They're absolutely brilliant. And I'm not just saying that, as you can see, I find them really good. Now, for Fashion Week Autumn 2022, this is this isn't a roast, but I suppose in a way it's a soft roast, because I don't know whether you're going to agree, but I actually think that a lot of the stuff in Autumn Winter 2022 is very unwearable, and a lot of it's very strange. I'm going to start with footwear, because footwear, particularly from Loewe this year, or this season, is bizarre. So if you start with they've come out with a couple of pairs of shoes that have got balloons on them. And the first is this, which has got a balloon on the sole now, or on the heel. Now, when you actually look at it, in one way, I thought it's quite cool from an artistic point of view. But if these actually go on general sale, which I think there's probably an element of the fact that they will, because, you know, they're on the runway this season. I don't know who's going to buy them. They're very bizarre, they're very strange. I think they're very quirky, and they would work for a certain type of person with a certain type of style. There is also another version of them, which is like, when I saw them, I was like, oh my god, are they laughing at us? Are they laughing at us? Have a look at these. These are another pair, also from Loewe, and they've got a red balloon on the top of them. Again, very bizarre, very strange. I'm not sure how wearable they actually are. Other really weird footwear is from Miu Miu. Now, the footwear itself isn't bizarre, the actual ballet shoe. Wearing it with a sock is. And that seems to be a trend as well for autumn winter 2022, is to wear footwear like this with a really thick sports type sock. The other reason why I feel like this isn't wearable is you can ditch the sock and it ends up being a ballet flat. But why in autumn winter would you wear that? That's not the right type of shoe when it's wet, when it's cold. You need a boot, you need something waterproof. You know, these are more suited to summer in my opinion. So a bit of a strange design, but also not very wearable. I couldn't talk about the rest of the autumn winter styles without discussing this bag. Actually, there are two bags. One, and I didn't know about these bags, it's because some of you told me. The first one is the trash bag from Balenciaga. This is actually a real thing. You left me a comment saying, have you seen the trash bag from Balenciaga? And when I read your comment, I was like, no. And then I'm so glad I Googled it straight after reading your comment, because I saw it and I thought, this can't be real, but it's actually real. So that's the first one. The second most puzzling one though to me is this, which is from J.W. Anderson, and it's a pigeon that is a bag, and you slide the wing up in order to put your stuff in it. Not much is going to fit, but also it's just very strange. And do you know what it reminds me of? I don't know how many of you remember this or know about this, but when I was growing up, we moved into this creepy old house that I've spoken to you about before. And by the time my parents cleared the garden, because it was really overgrown, they had to put grass seeds down and the pigeons kept eating them. And so they bought this plastic pigeon, and I can't remember whether it actually worked or not, or just attracted more pigeons. But they bought this plastic pigeon and they stuck it in the ground, and it looked just like that. And the idea was, they thought, oh, maybe it will stop the pigeons landing. As I say, I can't remember what that plastic pigeon actually achieved, but that's how I remember it. So a bizarre item. Let me know what you think. Again, with a lot of these things, I feel like they're more art as opposed to wearable fashion. Other things are the colour red. Again, I like red, but I think there's a time and a place with it, and I think you've got to have a certain style and be a certain person to confidently go out in winter and pull off red. Oversized blanket puffer jackets are another big thing, which actually I can see this being something that if it's like not like this, which is weird, which you couldn't wear in winter, but I can see this trend being a bit like, you know, the Max Mara teddy coats that used to be really, really in. I can see this trend, if it's modified the right way to being wearable, I can see it being something that does get quite popular, because let's be honest, in winter it's freezing. So depending on the colour and the style, I think the actual basic concept of that could work. And then finally, corsets are another thing which actually flow through into spring summer 23, which I'll talk about in a second, which I love. But there are also, this is weird, the extra long sleeve thing. It's bizarre. Again, obviously this isn't practical. I think that if we do see it in high street shops or on, you know, on the high street in Zara are always one to like really quickly jump on trends. I think we'll probably notice that the sleeves will be, I don't know, about there with like a slit on them or something, so you still get that look without them literally dragging on the floor behind you. So let's talk about spring summer 23, because if you just looked at autumn winter 22 and you're thinking, oh my god, like there is nothing even there that I would vaguely want to buy. Spring summer 23, I think, is beautiful. I'm going to start off by showing you the colour palette. And the colour palette is basically this, from the Fiverr brief that I showed you earlier. I went through the internet, I found spring summer 23, and it's pastely, it's beautiful, it's pastels, but it's clashing pinks with like soft green, it's really nice. I went through and I picked out the colours, like the Pantone references, and I put the colours in the top there. So we're looking at like peaches, lilacs, really soft lemon yellows, almost like a really light, what colour would I call that? Like a purpley blue, but really, really light pastel pinks, like a cornflower blue, and then a really soft, it looks darker there, but a really soft mint green, like pistachio green. And I think they are absolutely beautiful colours. Now if I show you some of the examples here, everything, you still have things like the corset from Autumn Winter 22, which feeds through. But everything, like there's soft fabrics, there's soft materials, everything is a lot more wearable. Not only are there gorgeous evening dresses, which aren't ridiculous, they are actually wearable. But what I really like are, you've got things like the trench coats back, and the trench coat for spring summer, particularly spring, it's just a fantastic coat, you know, and it's like hot and cold, but you don't want anything too heavy. The other thing that I love is the suit is back. The suit is back, not just in the way of like a regular suit would look, which is why, you know, when I designed this t-shirt with the help of my designer, that's why I really wanted like a suit dress on there in the lilac with the clashing yellow from that colour palette. I just love the suit jacket, the suit dress, whatever. And if you have a look here, this is actually by Moschino, I think. One of them is, one of them isn't. I'm going to start with the Moschino one, which has got gorgeous heart-shaped buttons down it. It's a really lovely shade of pink. But then also there is another version here. This isn't Moschino, this is by Sandy Liang. And this is a beautiful peach, very wearable, almost a bit 1960s suit. And even if you don't want to wear the full suit, because this is a bit too much for you, a bit too grown up, if you were to wear that jacket with like a really nice pair of jeans or some more casual trousers or a casual skirt, I think that would look really good. Also, you've got the, if I just show you some of the mint green colours, as you can see, the mint green, it's like, green can be a funny one to wear, but the mint green's lovely. And actually, even if you look at the latest collection out from Fendi right now, they've got mint greens plus really soft pinks, and they're clashing the two together, which I really like the look of. Then finally, you've got the yellow. The yellow can be another colour that's really hard to wear, particularly if it's like a mustard yellow. But I feel like this could be a tone that suits many of us, because it's very pastel, very light. And if you break it up with some, like a lilac in there, like a lilac bag, I love that look when you clash opposing colours. I love that look. I think they're really wearable as well. I am still looking to try and find out spring summer 23 handbags, and I'm looking specifically at Chanel actually, because I know that a lot of us are interested in that brand. Can't really find anything just now. You know, a lot of their runway pictures are more of the ready to wear and less of the bags, and if the model is carrying a bag, you can't really get a good angle of it. But definitely I think we're going to see beautiful pastel colours, very wearable things, really cute stuff, like in just the colour palette alone is something that's really doing it for me. They're my thoughts. What do you think about Autumn Winter 2022? Do you think everyone's just lost their mind? Because wow, there is some crazy stuff going on there. I will put details of the creatives that I used on Fiverr below. I will also put in there the Fiverr coupon code that you can use. I don't profit from any of you using the coupon codes, by the way. If you've always wanted to come up with your own clothing line, there are designers on there that design actual clothing that you can then take to a tailor and have made. There is everything on there. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.